What's up, my crypto legends? Today we are going to talk about some bad news because we can see Bitcoin, crypto, stock markets having a little bit of a hit. Now we can see the Fed minutes point to earlier, faster rates and more aggressive tightening. We see this all over Twitter right now, guys. The potential scenario very similar to June and July. A lot of people are talking about this scenario right now. And you know the deal, when we are expecting something, when we see a fractal to play out, it's very, very likely that it's not going to play out, guys. So this is something that is very, very worrying for me. We're going to take a look at the scenario. And then for the last news, we got Bitcoin price to reach $100,000 in the near future by Goldman Sachs. Now, when they are talking bullish, it is very likely to not be bullish at all, guys. We're going to analyze the situation here on the weekly. We're taking a look at the daily and the 4 hourly. We're going to talk about the similarities here from June and July, see if they could potentially play out. All right, looking at RSI price action. We're taking a look at the 4 hourly to do some short-term analysis, and also the Bitcoin dominance we're taking a look at because altcoins getting a massive hit because Bitcoin dominance is going up and the price of Bitcoin is going down. So that is having a very negative effect on altcoins. My position here is open. I actually laddered down because I had some orders that got triggered at 42.5, and I laddered down to 43.5, currently in a negative right now still. And I think if we do have a relief rally, I'm going to exit because I do see the price of Bitcoin in the next coming days having a little bit of more downside, and I'll explain why in this episode. Hello there, Andy here. Welcome back to another episode of Bitcoinsensus News channel. Make sure to subscribe daily to on Bitcoin crypto, also to live stream to connect with the community, guys. What I want to talk about today is just a quick look at this because stock markets, crypto in general, had a massive hit yesterday. Fed minutes point to earlier, faster rate hikes and more aggressive tightening. Okay, now it doesn't mean that he has done it just yet. He was talking last year at the end of the year to 2022, 2023. There's going to be higher interest rates and inflation is going to get tightened as close as 2%. Now, this is only a promise. Now, usually when he talks like this and the market has a crash, and the next couple of days when we see no movement about it, we usually have a relief rally. So a bounce is very, very likely to happen in the immediate short term, but we might see some more continuation, and I want to show you why also in today's episode. Now, we got this, guys, Twitter, it's absolutely crazy. I opened Twitter yesterday and I've seen this all over around Twitter. I follow a bunch of analysts and content creators, and I can see all of this around Twitter, okay? The potential scenario from June and July. And it's absolutely crazy. It's all over the place. And you know the deal, guys. When you are expecting something, when a lot of people are expecting something, it's very, very unlikely to not play out, okay? How many people at the beginning of last year were expecting $100,000 Bitcoin by the end or before the end of the year? And yes, this did not happen, guys. So this is something that I'm really, really cautious right now. We're going to analyze the situation, the stock market also in the live stream, because it's not looking very, very good when a lot of people are expecting an accumulation zone right over here. Now, this could also be a distribution, especially because we are losing some levels on the VPVR, and this is something that I want to explain also in today's episode. Now, also, the next news, and before we go into the chart, is this, guys. Bitcoin price to reach $100,000 could steal attention from gold, says Goldman Sachs. All right, this is not good. I remember back a few years ago when Bitcoin was trading in between $5,000 and $10,000, we had Goldman Sachs calling Bitcoin a scam, and this was the best moment to buy Bitcoin for the next coming years. Now, when you see these people becoming bullish and talking bullish, it's not a good news in my opinion. We should do really the opposite of what the guys do. So this is very, very, very bearish news for me when you see these massive banks or Goldman Sachs talking bullish about Bitcoin. This is not a good sign in my opinion. So this is something that we need to analyze also in the next coming days to see what happens with price action. Now, taking a look at the weekly, you know the deal. We've been talking about this scenario now for a long time. We are just basically piercing through the resistance here of these lower highs. So we're just piercing through. Are we going to manage to, by Sunday, get a nice bounce? And this is just going to be a wick, and we're still going to close above the resistance, turning into support. This is something that I think could happen. We still got another 3 days till the end of the week. So we might see a little bit of volatility to the downside and then have that nice relief rally, closing above the support area, as you can see here on the chart. Now, taking a look at the daily, there are some really big similarities here, but there's only one thing from one indicator that I do not like, okay, from this scenario. Now, we were analyzing this, okay, and the last few videos, even last week, you know, something very, very similar to happen here on Bitcoin from June and July. And yes, we did have this pop out, okay, from the lower high resistance right over here, something very, very similar. As you can see, I have it in the yellow here, and now we are currently trading below the resistance. So this also happened. It took a few more days here to happen, but it's happened right over here where we are dipping, or, you know, almost hitting the lows here. We currently traded at 42.4 yesterday night, and we got the lows here at around about that area, so 42.5. This is on the Coinbase chart. So very, very similar price action. Now, could we have a relief rally in the next coming days and then have the next, you know, wave down, potentially hitting $40 and even $39,000 before we get that spring point, right? So if we are looking to make this fractal, and, you know, every single day that happens, and I see a lot of people talking about it on Twitter, it doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right because, you know, more attention there is on something, the most unlikely, it's very, very unlikely it's going to happen, right? So, you know, we are looking potentially for this scenario. We are maybe going to have that relief rally hitting $45,000 in the next coming days. And this is something that we'll be analyzing on the live stream. Also, some important levels that we need to hold. Now, let me just zoom in here on the 4 hourly. Okay, and I want to show you also with the VPVR, because we are losing this major level, and this is why this could even be a distribution, okay, a redistribution, right? If you do count this as a kind of small distribution event, this could be a redistribution right now. Accumulation and distribution of Wyckoff events are very, very hard to read, but, you know, when you lose major support levels, and looking at the VPVR, and we are at the very, very low point here, we should be seeing a lot of volume spiking here in the next coming days. All right, if we are going to trade here for a while and we are going to go sideways, this VPVR level needs to spike quite a lot, so it gives us confidence on this sideways action that it is buying pressure. Okay, if we start losing these levels in the next coming days, going much lower, it's not going to be looking good for Bitcoin. So this is something that we'll be analyzing in the next coming days. Now, taking a look the VPVR out of the way, as I said, we are just about to approach this major low level, and there are some very, very big similarities. Okay, we've got this low here, the low $40,000 being a major support range, was resistance and support right there. And if we do zoom back here, and this is on the 4 hourly chart, you know, it's very, very similar scenarios happening right now that what happened from last year. You know, we can clearly see this potential price action that looks like this action over here, creating a major support level right there. And now basically we are retesting this range. And this is when we had that massive volatility, slightly dipping below $30,000, hitting 28,000, and this is when price action got really, really scary. A lot of people were doubting, you know, of this being an accumulation and being a redistribution, and we were going to go to much lower levels. So what could happen right now? And this is why I think I'm going to exit my position on this relief rally, because I've been adding a huge amount to my Bybit position, guys. I've been adding a huge amount, more than I wanted, and yeah, I don't feel comfortable with this large position, so I might you know, ease off on a potential relief rally, getting some of my positions out of the way, or even closing it, guys. I just want you to let you know, because I've entered a position at 46.5 or 46.4 approximately. I had a huge amount of positions here at 44, 42.5, and I'm currently you know, my average position is at 43.4, as you can see here, because my order got triggered at 42.5, a big position that I had there, and it got triggered and my position laddered all the way down there. Now, I think I'm going to close my position because I do see lower levels, like I said here, looking at this chart, about, you know, potentially dipping below this major support level, which is at the very, very low 40,000. So $39,000 and even $38,000 would be very, very possible here to get really, really scary price action before you have a relief rally. Now, this is going to be a trick, in my opinion. Remember, a lot of people, all eyes on this, all eyes on $40,000. There's a lot of people going to potentially short this breakout at $40,000, $39,000, or even $38,000. And this is potentially going to end up in a massive wick, okay? Bulls are going to lose confidence as soon as we lose this level in getting liquidated, and the bears are going to add heavily to their positions. So bulls are out, bears are getting too over leveraged, and then is when you are potentially going to have that relief rally, okay? So this is a scenario that I am expecting in the next coming days. All right, it might take a week or so. So yeah, this is something that we're going to analyze, guys. This is a potential trick, that's something very similar, but it can be more aggressive than what happened in July. Remember, guys, this same thing happened in July when we were losing this level. People were getting the bears were getting overexcited to come to lower levels. Bulls were losing hope. I was starting to lose a little bit of hope here. Then you have a massive relief rally. So something very similar could happen here, where you do hit $38,000 and then have that massive bounce. This is why I might be exiting my position, because I think that lower levels is very, very possible, and it's not a good idea to have a swing trade position, in the negative for so long, right? So taking a look at the Bitcoin dominance, we can see here also Bitcoin did actually gain a couple of percent, right? We're almost hitting, we hit about 39.3 and went all the way up to 40.3, okay? So that's 1% in Bitcoin dominance that we gained while the Bitcoin price was going down and altcoins were also crashing. So if the Bitcoin dominance goes up while Bitcoin crashes, altcoins are going to get absolutely crushed, okay? If Bitcoin drops, 5-10%, altcoins are going to drop 15, 20, or even 30% in this drop. And this is what is happening to altcoins right now. They're getting a little bit, crushed because of this kind of action on Bitcoin and Bitcoin dominance. Guys, this is going to be it for today's episode. Make sure to subscribe. I'll be doing a live stream, I think, afterwards. So make sure to subscribe. Check out the Bitcoinsensus website. We have the latest news and technical analysis here. So make sure to check it out, guys. Thank you for coming in, and I will see you in the next one.